Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Funmibi here again with a new tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I made this stunning headgear that I have on me. This headgear is giving, okay? It's giving everything that it's supposed to give, and I'm here to share how to make it with you guys. So if you've been interested in knowing all about this process, please make sure you watch the video to the end. Also, most importantly, don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're yet to subscribe, and yeah guys, I'm not going to beat about the bush. Let's get straight into the reason why you clicked on this video. Let's go.
Alright guys, so first things first, you need to know what you need to make this particular headgear. You need your fabric of choice. For me, I'm working with Asooke. You also need something called crinoline. Other people call it horsehair, a 1-inch crinoline, okay? You need your tape rule for marking measurements. You also need a plastic headband. This particular headband is already wrapped and it looks absolutely beautiful. I started, wrapping my headbands a certain type of way after I received feedback from one of my clients, and this particular way has been given, okay? If you guys want a tutorial, let me know down in the comment section. So yeah, as I was saying, this is my headband already wrapped and done. I also need ruler, of course, my soldering iron, and some other, pieces of item, but I suggest you watch the video to the end so you know everything I used in making this headgear. What I have here are 2 pieces of Asooke fabric. They are 2 inches wide, okay? The regular length of your Asooke, or width of your Asooke now, right? But then the length is 2 inches. What I have here is a piece of fabric that is about 40 inches long, a piece of Asooke fabric. I divided the fabric into 2 using my soldering iron. So what I'm going to do now is to join the 2 pieces together to form one very long piece of Asooke fabric. And I already showed you guys where you're supposed to join it to form your long piece. So another thing I'm going to do now is to place my 2 pieces of Asooke fabric that are 2 inches long. I place them on top of each other, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw something that looks like an oval shape on this particular piece of fabric, doubled up, okay? After drawing the oval shape, what I'm going to do is to sew them on top of each other just to give the fabric body, okay? You guys will see how this particular piece of fabric comes into play in the tutorial, so I suggest don't skip any part. Watch this video to the end so you guys will not ask me questions that I've already answered in the video after all the stress. Just watch the videos to the end. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? Thank you. All right guys, so what I have here is my little oval shape. I use my free hand. If you have an oval item that you can use to draw a perfect oval shape, feel free to use that item to draw your oval shape on your Asooke. So what I'm going to do now is to sew all around and also join my fabric together, and this is what we have. I left a little space for turning the fabric inside out, okay? After I drew the oval shape, I left some space about 1.5 or 2 inches wide, and then that's where I'm going to turn my fabric inside out from. What I want is to have a form of foundation, okay, for lack of a better word, for my final piece to sit on before I now place it on my headband. I know everything I'm saying right now might sound like gibberish, but yeah, watch as I go. You guys will understand everything, don't worry. So what I went ahead to do now is to cover up that space that I left for turning this little foundation inside out. And yeah, what I'm doing now is to place my crinoline in between this piece of Asooke fabric. I don't know if I mentioned, I folded my Asooke along the length into 2, and I used my soldering iron to divide it into 2 individual pieces. Each piece is about 3 inches wide. So yeah, I placed my crinoline in between, covered it on each other, and then I sewed all the way down. And I had a little excess, so I'm going to just use my soldering iron to basically just cut off that excess piece of fabric. If you want to add extra crinoline, feel free to do that, but for me, I just felt like the fabric was already long enough. There was no need complicating things for that, so I just decided to do away with that little extra right there. What I'm doing now is just to use my soldering iron to seal up the edges. Somebody asked me in my comment section a while back why I use soldering iron. For those that are new here, I use soldering iron to divide my Asooke because Asooke fabric tends to fray. So if you use scissors or any other piece of item to divide it, you just it gets really messy from there. So I use soldering iron because the heat from soldering iron usually seals up the edge of your Asooke. Just to answer that question, what I'm doing now is to form my little intertwined situation with this particular headband. If you guys saw the beginning of the video, you saw that the design was kind of intertwined. And honestly guys, I don't have an instructional material for you guys. All I did was just basically freestyle with this particular design, and I came up with something really beautiful. So what I'm doing here now is just intertwining, and I suggest you guys pay close attention to the way I'm intertwining my Asooke so you can replicate it on your own design. And if you know that you also have a different way of basically intertwining your Asooke to give you something you would love, please feel free to create your own masterpiece. Like I always say, my tutorial is not the Bible, okay? Feel free to rejig whatever it is that I put on here and come up with something beautiful, okay? We all have the ability to be creative, okay? God has gifted us all with creativity, and yeah, feel free to just express yourself however you feel like. But I decided to just leave, show you guys everything I did, just for those that always claim that, oh, I don't show you guys everything. This is me showing you everything. So feel free to follow the steps that I'm showing you guys on here and just recreate your own masterpiece. Usually you guys recreate my pieces, but not everyone tags me. So please, I always love seeing your recreations on social media, so please do well to tag me on Instagram or on TikTok. I'm going to leave my handles on the screen for you guys. Also, for those that have been here for a long time, you know that my Instagram account was disabled last year and I've not been able to get it back, so I created a new one, and that's the handle that I always tag on the top left corner of your screen. So please do well to connect with me on Instagram. I share little behind the scene footage and other tiny little tutorials via my Instagram reels with you guys on there, so feel free to join my Instagram family. Also on TikTok, I give you guys little content here and there. My TikTok is popping basically, so feel free to follow me on TikTok as well if that is something that you are interested in. All right guys, also one more thing, make sure you smash the like button. You know you're enjoying this video, so please be sure to let me know that you enjoyed this video by hitting the like button and sharing this tutorial with your friends that love to do DIY stuff in the comfort of their homes, okay? There's love in sharing. Do well to share my channel and my content with your friends and family. All right guys, I think I'm going to just keep quiet now, allow you guys pay close attention to what I'm doing, and I'll be back to continue the tutorial with you guys shortly. Alright friends, so after all that intertwining situation, it's time to just sew everything into place so that you don't lose all the work you've done, okay? And for me, I'm using needle and thread, and guys, needle and thread can be so annoying to use because the needle will just keep poking you here and there. So yeah, that's one of the issues that comes with this job. So yeah, this is just me struggling with my needle and thread. After a while, it became kind of easy. I think I got a hang of how to pass my needle and thread, and I was able to just sew my design into place. Okay, for this aspect as well, I tried my best to leave it for you guys. Okay, you guys like to see everything I do, so I'm here just fulfilling all the requests that I get from a few people saying that I always speed up my tutorials, I don't show enough footage and all of that. So this is me just showing you guys. So what I'm doing here is just using my needle and thread to sew all the intertwining that I've done in place so that it doesn't move basically. So yeah, once that is done, I will now go ahead to just, I think, finish up, make sure that the edges of this particular intertwining are sewn into place because you want it to have a very structured outlook. Okay, so after sewing the base into place, I also went ahead to sew some of those intertwined situations at the top. I sewed them together, doing little hidden stitches here and there to just ensure that everything has a beautiful and clean outlook. Most people that patronize people either online or offline, they first of all are attracted to the outlook of your work. How neat does your work look? That's what determines how quickly people will patronize you. So that's why I always preach cleanliness and precision to people that follow my channel. Okay, if you want to get clients, you need to make sure that your work looks aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. Okay, you don't want your clients seeing imperfections here and there. So that's exactly what I'm doing here, trying my best to just hide my stitches, make everything look absolutely gorgeous before now tidying up and attaching the design onto my plastic headband. Like I mentioned earlier, I got a feedback from one of my sweet clients, and she mentioned that I can do better with the finishing of my headbands at the edges. And trust me, like that feedback changed the game for me. Okay, my headband game is popping right now, and I don't know, I've done a couple of wrapping headband tutorials on here on YouTube, or I don't know if you guys want an updated version. Okay, so if you guys will be interested in having an updated how to wrap your headband tutorial, let me know down in the comment section. It's been working for me and it has gotten me tons of clients, especially in this month of February, and I just want to share with you guys. So let me know down in the comments if that's something you'll be interested in. Also, somebody asked me to share a sit down video on the business aspect of making headgears for clients, and I don't know if that's something you guys are interested. If you also want that video, let me know down in the comment section. I hope you guys are watching up until this point so you'll be able to respond to me, but please, if you made it to this point, please answer all those questions that I asked you guys. So what I'm doing now is to place my design on top of my headband, and for this particular bit, feel free to do your hand stitches or use glue. I'm using glue because this headband is for me, and honestly I can't be bothered. Okay, but if I was making this for a client, be sure that I'm going to limit the amount of glue I'm working with. Okay, I will do a lot of hand stitches just to make my work look really nice. So but for me, I used glue and it also worked for me. So I first of all used glue to just place this my foundation that I mentioned. You guys remember the foundation piece I was talking about earlier? Yes, I used my glue to attach the foundation piece onto my headband, and what I'm doing now is just placing this little cloth stone at the center of my work. Okay, you remember that I did a lot of stitches at that point there. This piece right here is for covering that whole situation down there and also for beautification. Okay, so in situations where you've done work and you want to just hide the stitches and stuff like that, feel free to just embellish. Okay, embellishment helps to just make your work have a beautiful outlook. So yeah, once that was done, I went ahead to also apply some glue onto this my foundation piece, and now it's time for me to place my masterpiece onto the foundation piece. You guys, I'm just saying piece everywhere, but yeah, I hope you guys are following and enjoying the tutorial. So yeah, once I was done doing this, I now went ahead to do some hand stitches just to stitch this my intertwined piece onto that foundation piece, just to make sure that everything sits. Okay, wardrobe disaster is something that we are not doing. That's the kind of thing that is not supposed to happen to us in this year 2022. Okay, I'm just showing you guys the cloth stone at the center right there. So like I said, I went ahead to do little hand stitches, and this was the final look of this headgear. This piece is absolutely beautiful, and I think it's a statement piece. Okay, it's giving. Okay, it's giving everything it's supposed to give, and I hope you guys go ahead to recreate it. This is me just showing you guys the final situation. Like I mentioned, I did some embellishments here and there just to cover some hand stitches that I did, and this is what it turned out looking like. I used a small size of cloth stone to just do this embellishment, and all I did was just use glue to stick on the cloth stones. If beading and accessorization is your thing, feel free to use maybe, I don't know, fishing line or invisible thread to sew on the cloth stone on your headband. But yeah, this is the final look. This is me wearing it. I shared a vlog on here on the channel where I showed you guys the party that I went to wearing this particular headpiece. I got a lot of comments, and I also got clients from this party. Okay, so make sure that your work is popping, so you never know guys, where you'll meet that next client. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye. Come on, have a conversation. Don't treat me like a